Now, over the last few years, we have all had to get used to spending more time in front of screens for work or keeping in touch with friends and family.
And how? And as experts think that trend will continue, some of the world's biggest companies are spending billions investing in vast virtual worlds known as the metaverse. Well, we've sent James Webster into cyberspace to investigate.
Starting today, our company is now Meta.
A new name for the world's biggest social network and a new vision for how it helps people interact.
Boy.
Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Mark. What's up, Mark?
It's also guaranteed everyone has now heard of the metaverse.
This place is amazing.
Think of it as a virtual world that you can explore through your laptop or your phone or even wearing a headset. In it, there might be towns and cities that you can explore, virtual shops and offices where you can visit companies or socialise with other people. But not all of this exists yet. That's why companies like Facebook, rebranded as Meta, and Microsoft and Google are spending vast sums of money creating the systems to make all these virtual places work. But there are some places where such technology is already in use. Terrorist attacks like this one are some of the most serious calls our emergency services deal with. Now, simulations like this allow medics to prepare for such situations.
By using the immersive world, the metaverse, we can create those things with the sort of scale that you imagine. So as you approach it and you enter it, you grasp the real scale of things, and then you can start to interact with it and move around it.
Previously, they'd have had to bring in expensive props and people to pretend to be casualties, like at this mocked-up train crash. Such scenarios can now be created in the virtual world instead.
It's amazing to be able to put people in an emotionally safe environment where they can feel what it would be like to do that in real life. So they can make the mistakes, learn from the mistakes, learn from different simulations that we can put them in, and then when it comes to it in real life, they'll be better prepared.
This system is developed by PixelMax, which believes this is just one of many uses for such technology.
You're not restricted by any physical location, so then you start to think about how that can work for global businesses. You know, you could run a training course on the moon if you wanted to. There's endless options.
Another is education, where virtual university campuses could liven up the sorts of video call lectures that many students have attended since the start of the pandemic.
You have the ability to sit in a classroom virtually, but you can also walk around the world. You can go to a cinema and listen to a guest lecturer, or take a look at the COVID lab that we have in the education metaverse, and you can learn about the other courses that are offered.
But technology is hard to predict, and investing vast sums of money in today's big idea doesn't guarantee success, which is why some technology experts here in our region are more cautious about the whole idea.
A lot of the early pioneering internet research has been done by black and female scholars who have shown that these systems perpetuate inequalities, that they emphasise some voices and minimise others, that have impacts online and offline. And we know that the internet already exists in a way that it disenfranchises many communities. So there are real challenges of creating a space that doesn't continue these inequalities, and it's likely that it will.
So we've seen some of the ways this technology is already being used, but can you see yourself in the metaverse anytime soon? Tomorrow night, the virtual me will be finding out how many of our jobs could change as we look at what could be the workplace of the future. James Webster, ITV News.
Looks very comfortable on that virtual sofa.
It looks very clever, doesn't it? The ITV Evening News is at 6:30.